In this tribute video, we honor the American legends who have passed away today and in recent days. Welcome back to Movie Newscast. These remarkable individuals made lasting contributions to their fields, and we sadly say goodbye to them. Our heartfelt condolences go out to their families and fans. As we remember their legacies, we invite you to show your support by giving this video a thumbs up if their lives or work have touched you in any way. Your gesture is a sign of respect and remembrance. Joe Schmidt, Detroit Lions legend, HOFR dies. Detroit Lions legend and Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Schmidt passed away on Wednesday, the team announced. He was 92 years old. Joe Schmidt had the heart of a lion, team owner Martha Firestone Ford said on Thursday, which made it appropriate that he was also the heart of our team. Joe was a key part of our championship seasons and continued to be an important part of our organization until his passing. Schmidt also had a short stint in Hollywood, playing himself in Paper Lion before diving into the car business with Joe Schmidt Enterprises. He is survived by his wife, Marilyn, and 5 children. Rest in peace. Bodybuilder Ilya Yefimchik dead at 36. After fatal heart attack, known by many as the Mutant and dubbed the most monstrous bodybuilder, has sadly died following a heart attack. According to local media in Belarus, Gollum suffered a heart attack on September 6 while at home with his wife, who tried all she could to save her husband, performing chest compressions while waiting for first responders to arrive. Yefimchik was flown to the hospital by helicopter, where he slipped into a coma. His death was confirmed on Wednesday on social media by Oisthebestub. Weighing in at a whopping 340 pounds, Yefimchik achieved great heights in his career as a bodybuilder without competing professionally. Gollum amassed over 300 followers on Instagram and was very popular on social media. He once hit a 600-pound bench press, a 700-pound deadlift, and a 700-pound squat. Yefimchik also ate 7 times a day, consuming 16,500 calories, reportedly consisting of 5 pounds of steak and 100-plus pieces of sushi. He was 36 years old. Rest in peace. Frankie Beverly dies. Soul singer and leader of funk band Maze was 77. Frankie Beverly, the influential soul singer who was a founder of the hit-making funk band Maze, died Tuesday, September 10. He was 77. His death was announced by family members on Facebook. A cause and location of death were not disclosed. He lived his life with pure soul, as one would say, and for us, no one did it better, the family statement read, in part. He lived for his music, family, and friends. Beverly and Maze enjoyed a resurgence in recognition in 2019 when their hit 1981 hit, Before I Let Go, written and produced by Beverly, was covered by Beyoncé as a bonus track on Homecoming, the live album. Kenneth Cope dies. British actor who starred in Coronation Street and Randall and Hopkirk was 93. British actor Kenneth Cope, a popular TV and film star in the 1960s and 70s, thanks to leading appearances in Randall and Hopkirk, deceased, and Coronation Street, has died. He was 93. Cope's former agent Sandra Chalmers, of the Artists Partnership, announced that he died at his home in the northern seaside town of Southport in Sefton, Liverpool, the area where he was born in 1931. Rennie Lister, Cope's wife of 63 years, and family members, including actor-daughter Martha Cope, were by his side. He is also survived by children Nick and Mark. Cope also appeared in movies Carry On at Your Convenience and Carry On Matron, although he was uncredited for a small role in 1964's Carry On Jack. He also appeared in Rent-A-Dick, Juggernaut, the film version, TV comedy George and Mildred, and Captives. Carl Malone, Route 666, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Frey co-creator, passes away. Carl Malone, the acclaimed artist best known for his co-creation, Malaka Frey, the Vampire Slayer of the Future, with Joss Whedon in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Frey, as well as Croston's Route 666 with Tony Bedard, has passed away at the age of 51. Malign has been dealing with a number of health issues in recent years. In a spotlight on the series I did a few years back, I wrote, "Carl Malane's art. Wow, it is really quite excellent in the series. He is so dynamic, while also being a great artist as far as characterization and expressions go." After Croston went out of business, Malign did a couple of series for Marvel, including a stint on Rogue and the miniseries Loners with future Marvel editor-in-chief C.B. Cebulski. He later returned to the world of Frey with Joss Whedon's in Dark Horse's ongoing Buffy the Vampire Slayer series. Our condolences to Carl Malane's family and friends. Please consider donating to the Hero Initiative in honor of the great Carl Malane. NHL enforcer dies 2 weeks after being hit by a vehicle in Langley. Former NHL player Stephen Peat has died at the age of 44, succumbing to injuries after being hit by a vehicle 2 weeks ago. On Thursday, September 11, the NHL Alumni Association announced his passing. Stephen was drafted 32nd overall by the Anaheim Ducks in 1998. In 2000, he was traded to the Capitals and would play in 130 regular season games, scoring 10 points for the franchise. Peat finished his pro career in the OHL following the 2006-07 season, the association said on X, former Twitter. The association noted that Peat will be helping to save numerous lives through organ donation. Peat suffered from relentless headaches, memory loss, emotional outbursts, and substance use issues, Allingham related in his book. Allingham noted that the symptoms are consistent with the degenerative brain disease chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE. Peat ended up living in his truck and couch surfing after he was charged. He would often spend his days in parks trying to alleviate his headaches. "I just want my health back, man," Peat told Allingham. Le McCann, soul jazz pianist and singer, dies at 88. His music was sampled by hip-hop acts like Dr. Dre, A Tribe Called Quest, and Nas. Le McCann, a pianist and vocalist who helped popularize the soul jazz genre, and whose music was sampled in hip-hop songs by artists like A Tribe Called Quest and Dr. Dre, has died, the New York Times reports, citing his longtime manager Alan Abrahams. After being admitted to a Los Angeles hospital with pneumonia last week, McCann died on Friday, December 29. He was 88. Artists and music professionals have been mourning McCann after learning of his death. Nicholas Craven, Noel Akota, John Lurie, and Hip Hop A and R representative and producer Dant Ross have all shared tributes. "Rest in power to the wonderful Le McCann, whose music made life itself better," wrote Ross. A fantastic singer/pianist and discoverer of talent, he introduced Roberta Flack to the world, made fantastic records with Eddie Harris, and walked the line between jazz and soul as well as anyone ever. David Soul, Starsky and Hutch actor, dies aged 80. Actor David Soul, best known for his role in the television series Starsky and Hutch, has died at the age of 80. His wife, Helen Snell, said he died on Thursday after a valiant battle for life in the loving company of family. He shared many extraordinary gifts in the world as actor, singer, storyteller, creative artist, and dear friend, she said. His smile, laughter, and passion for life will be remembered by the many whose lives he has touched. The U.S.-born actor was best known for his role as Detective Kenneth Hutch Hutchinson in the classic crime-solving series Starsky and Hutch. He starred opposite Paul Michael Glaser in the series, which ran from 1975 to 1979. He and Glaser reprised their roles in the 2004 film remake Starsky and Hutch, which starred Ben Stiller as Starsky and Owen Wilson as Hutch. Stiller paid tribute to Soul by reposting a clip from the original TV series on X, formerly Twitter, accompanied by the message, defining 70s cool. Rest in peace, X. Soule was also known for his roles in Here Come the Brides, Magnum Force, The Yellow Rose, and Salem's Lot. The author Stephen King, who wrote the horror novel that Salem's Lot was based on, said he was sorry to hear of Soule's death. Harry Johnson, Battlestar Galactica and Law and Order actor, dies at 81. The actor, who was often credited as Chip Johnson in the 70s and 80s, appeared in dozens of projects throughout his decades-long career. Harry Johnson, an actor who appeared on dozens of shows throughout his 40-year career, including Battlestar Galactica, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Law and Order, has died. He was 81. Johnson died Tuesday, his rep Jonathan Erickson confirmed to The Hollywood Reporter. The cause of death is unknown at this time. It is with great sadness that we acknowledge the passing of ATB talent client Harry Johnson, ATB Talent Agency shared in a statement. With a career spanning over 40 years, Harry was a true talent and cherished member of the community. His impact on the entertainment industry will be remembered and celebrated. Our hearts go out to his friends and family, including Christiane, his wife of 15 years and stepchildren, Oliver and Penelope. May his memory be a blessing to all. When he wasn't appearing on the screen, Johnson took some time to write books under the name Harry Castle, including Fugitive Romance, the fictional memoir of a Hollywood screenwriter, and Miracles and Misfits. Johnson is survived by his wife of 15 years, Christiane Johnson, and stepchildren, Oliver and Penelope. Speed Racer actor and 2 young daughters killed in Caribbean plane crash. Christian Oliver, 51, whose real name is Christian Klepser and who starred in movies such as Speed Racer and The Good German, died on Thursday. The owner and pilot of the plane also perished in the crash. A Hollywood actor and his 2 young daughters are feared dead after 4 bodies were recovered from a plane that crashed into the sea off a Caribbean island Thursday. Christian Oliver, 51, whose real name is Christian Klepser, and who starred in movies such as Speed Racer, The Good German, and Valkyrie, was on board the small plane when it experienced difficulties and landed in the ocean, according to the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines police force. Local fishermen and divers rushed to the scene before the Coast Guard recovered 4 bodies, which were then pronounced dead. The bodies were taken to a mortuary on St. Vincent, where postmortems will officially determine the cause of death. The police force said it expresses condolences to all who are negatively affected by this tragic incident. Macon-born author Tina McElroy Ansa, 74, dies. Many of her novels were inspired by growing up in Macon. A graduate of Spelman, Tina McElroy Ansa drew on her childhood in Macon and Central Georgia, using it as inspiration for the mythical world of Mulberry, Georgia. Tina McElroy Ansa, a noted writer, author, and journalist from Macon, died on Tuesday, according to Glenn County Coroner Mark New. She was 74. Respected in literary circles, Ansa had written over 10 books, many of which focus on the African American experience in the South. Growing up in Macon, she says that she was part of a writing tradition, one of those little Southern girls who always knew she wanted to tell stories, her website biography says. She was also an avid bird watcher, amateur naturalist, and gardener. A fixture of her garden, collard greens, her bio says. Along with her writing, she frequently lectured at universities, colleges, libraries, festivals, and bookstores across the U.S. Ansa also had served as a writer-in-residence at her alma mater, Spelman, inspiring the next generation of young writers. Patrick "Pat" J. Bulger died at 68. Patrick John Bulger was born in Alexandria on January 31, 1948, when his father was a staff member of Alexandria High School. He and his family resided there. At a young age, the family moved to Dutton, Ontario, where Pat received his schooling. He attended the University of Oklahoma on a wrestling scholarship and later the University of Waterloo. graduating with an honors degree in physical education. Pat was twice named the Canadian Junior Athlete of the Year, winning the Viscount Alexander Award. In judo, Pat won the Canadian judo title 4 times. He captured the North American Junior Judo title in Miami in 1965 and was second in the North American High School Championships in San Jose, California. Ex-Jets running back Kevin Long dead at 69. Long was a standout running back at South Carolina. Kevin Long, a former South Carolina standout who played in the NFL for the New York Jets, died on Tuesday, the university said. He was 69. Curtis Fry, a former track coach for the Gamecocks who was a close friend of Long's, spoke to his wife and informed the university of his death. A cause of death was not given. He joined the United States Football League in 1983. He was with the Chicago Blitz, Arizona Wranglers, and the Arizona Outlaws. Former U.S. Senator Jim Sasser has died. Jim Sasser, former U.S. Senator from Tennessee and U.S. Ambassador to China, died late Tuesday. Former Vice President Al Gore, who served with Sasser in the Senate, said Sasser represented the best of Tennessee and the best of America. He was a man of outstanding character and conviction, a great United States Senator, and later an outstanding diplomat in the truest sense of the word, Gore said in a statement. He was an effective leader not simply because he spoke clearly and persuasively about the initiatives he believed in, but also because he listened intently to the concerns, hopes, and aspirations of his constituents and colleagues. Wilton native Chance Brown, 75, illustrator of comic strip Hi and Lois, has died. Chance Brown, longtime illustrator of the comic strip Hi and Lois, died peacefully at home in Connecticut on March 1, 2024, at the age of 75. Born Robert David Brown in New York City on June 17, 1948, Chance was the eldest child of Joan Kelly Brown and the cartoonist Dick Brown. He inherited prodigious drawing skills from his father, who was the original Hi and Lois illustrator and created the comic strip Hagar the Horrible. Chance is survived by his wife, Deborah Caslove Brown, children Rachel Brown, Joseph D'Agostino, Robin Brown, Zachary Willis, and Zoe Brown, sisters Sally Brown Boras, Rico Boras, 10 nieces and nephews, and 4 grandnephews. He was predeceased last year by his brother, Hagar the Horrible illustrator Chris Brown. Mark Dodson, Gremlins and Star Wars voice actor, dies at 64. Mark Dodson, a voice actor known for Gremlins and Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, died Saturday. He was 64. Stellar Appearances, Dodson's talent agency for personal appearances, shared the news on Facebook. Mark worked on dozens of movies, video games, commercials, and advertisements, adding his unique voice and sound to each character and script he touched, the statement reads. Mark truly loved his fans and enjoyed meeting them at conventions around the world. Mark was honored to be inducted into dozens of the local chapters of the Star Wars 500 and First Legions over the past several decades. Betty Brodel, actress and sister of Sergeant York star Joan Leslie, dies at 104. Her credits included Yankee Doodle Dandy, Thank Your Lucky Stars, Hollywood Canteen, and Swing Hostess. Betty Brodel, a singer, actress, and older sister of High Sierra and Sergeant York star Joan Leslie, died Sunday in Florida. Family member Kathy Palmer told The Hollywood Reporter she was 104. Chris Mortensen, longtime NFL insider for ESPN, dies at 72. Chris Mortensen, an award-winning journalist and longtime NFL insider for ESPN, has died, the network announced. He was 72. Mortensen was a fixture on ESPN for 3 decades, appearing on Sunday NFL Countdown, an analyst for the NFL Draft, and as a contributor on SportsCenter. Mort was widely respected as an industry pioneer and universally beloved as a supportive, hard-working teammate. He covered the NFL with extraordinary skill and passion, and was at the top of his field for decades. He will truly be missed by colleagues and fans, and our hearts and thoughts are with his loved ones, ESPN chairman Jimmy Pitaro said in a statement. Mortensen joined ESPN in 1991 and quickly gained a reputation for being one of the most trusted football insiders. He previously worked for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, where he covered the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Falcons from 1983 to 1990. During his tenure at the newspaper, he won the 1987 George Polk Award for a 110-page piece called Ignoring the Rules about amateur sports and college athletes. He announced in January 2016 he was diagnosed with stage 4 throat cancer. Mortensen later returned to ESPN after announcing his cancer treatments were successful. In September 2023, Mortensen said he would step away from his role at ESPN to focus on my health, family, and faith. Ed Ott, who won a World Series with the Pittsburgh Pirates, dies at 72. Former Pittsburgh Pirates catcher Ed Ott has died. The team announced the news on Sunday. He was 72 years old. We are saddened by the loss of such a beloved member of the Pirates family, Pirates president Travis Williams said in the team-issued release. Ed spent 7 of his 8 years in the major leagues with the Pirates and was a valued member of our World Series championship team in 1979. It was great to see him last summer when he was in Pittsburgh to support former teammate Kent Tekulve at our Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Ott was drafted by the Pirates in the 23rd round of the 1970 June amateur draft out of Muncie High School in Lycoming County. He made his debut in the big leagues 4 years later and won a World Series with the team in 1979. In 1981, he was traded by the Pirates to the California Angels. He retired in 1984. Former FSU football national champion Charron Dorsey passes away at 46. The former Seminole was a member of the 1999 national championship team in Tallahassee. Earlier this week, the Florida State community suffered an unfortunate loss with the passing of a member of Seminole Nation. On Monday, former FSU offensive lineman and 1999 national champion Charron Dorsey passed away due to complications from a stroke, according to the Florida Times-Union. The 46-year-old spent his college days in Tallahassee and played in the NFL prior to settling in his hometown of Jacksonville as a coach, putting his best foot forward to assist youth athletes in the area. Dorsey signed with the Seminoles in 1997 as one of the top defensive linemen in the Sunshine State. He played defensive tackle at the Ball School and was named first-team All-State for 3 years while also winning a state championship. Dorsey also played basketball during his prep career. One reason that Florida State recruited Dorsey was due to his feet. Legendary head coach Bobby Bowden even made a trip to watch him on the hardwood in a story recited by Dorsey's longtime friend and coaching colleague, Michael Holloway.
Al Pacino began studying acting in his teens and eventually made his way from the stage to the big screen. During his career, he has brought a brooding seriousness and explosive rage to gritty roles, including those of gangster Michael Corleone in The Godfather, 1972, and drug lord Tony Montana in Scarface, 1983. A versatile performer, he has starred in a diverse range of projects during his prolific career, appearing in countless stage productions and directing several films as well. He received an Academy Award for Best Actor for his portrayal of a blind man in Scent of a Woman, 1992, and in 2007 received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the American Film Institute. Alfredo James Pacino was born in New York City on April 25, 1940. He was the only child of Italian immigrants from Sicily who separated when he was a toddler. After they split, Pacino's father moved to California and Pacino was raised by his mother and grandparents in the Bronx. Though somewhat shy as a child, in his early teens Pacino developed an interest in acting and was later accepted at the High School of Performing Arts. However, he proved to be a poor student, failing most of his classes before he eventually dropped out at age 17. After leaving school, Pastino worked a variety of jobs before moving to Greenwich Village in 1959 to pursue his dreams of becoming an actor. He began studying theater at the Herbert Berghof Studio and soon landed parts in off-Broadway productions, including a 1963 role in the William Saroyan play Hello, Out There. In 1966, Pastino made the next step forward in his career when he was accepted at the Actors Studio, where he studied under renowned coach Lee Strasberg. Pastino's work there led to his involvement in prominent projects like the 1969 Broadway production of Does a Tiger Wear a Necktie, for which he received a Tony Award, and a part in that year's coming-of-age film Me, Natalie. But it would be Pastino's performance in a little-known 1971 movie called A Panic in Needle Park that would set his career on a path to new heights. Pastino's portrayal of a heroin addict caught the eye of Francis Ford Coppola, who was in the midst of casting for his upcoming picture The Godfather, based on the novel by Mario Puzo. Although he had been considering such superstars as Robert Redford and Jack Nicholson for the part, Coppola ultimately chose the relatively unknown Pastino to play Michael Corleone. Released in 1972, The Godfather was a massive success and is widely considered, along with its first sequel, to be among the greatest films of all time. As of 2019, Pastino has won 1 Oscar, 2 Emmys, 2 Tonys, and 4 Golden Globe Awards. He received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the American Film Institute in 2007. In December 2016, Pastino and his acclaimed performances were celebrated at the 39th Kennedy Center Honors. Al Pacino is a lifelong bachelor. He is, however, the father of 3 children, 1 daughter from a relationship with his former acting coach Jen Tarrant, and a daughter and a son from a long-term relationship with actress Beverly D'Angelo. Over the years, Pastino has also been romantically linked with Keaton, Penelope Ann Miller, Lucilla Sola, and Meitel Dohan.
Today, we honor the lives and legacies of those who have left us. With gratitude and respect, we remember the profound impact they made and cherish the memories they left behind. May they find eternal peace, and may their contributions continue to guide us. We remember them, may they rest in peace, and may God bring comfort to their families.